Okay, so welcome to our podcast. This is a little bit different today because this podcast is a spin-off of our radio show. So here's the thing. You are my sister, you are my brother-in-law. And this is an intervention, Mike. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
No, Blake said, you should interview your sister. You know, the more I talk to her about stuff, the more I realize her career is amazing, right?
Yeah, so this is the deal. Like one night I was up in the middle of the night and I couldn't sleep and I was thinking about your podcast and some of the guests and whatever. I'm like, oh my God, Elvia should be on it because you're exactly right. She has this amazing career. She has all these stories. She told us the funniest story. Was it last night about a show that she's working on that is so hilarious?
Oh, but you can't talk about that.
She's got all these stories and all these funnies and all these things that happen that I felt like she's right under our nose. Like it's perfect. Like you should talk to her.
Yeah, I mean, and without saying too much, you're suing people using Jason Baldoni's. Is that a secret?
Then you don't get to do the interview.
gosh.
I get to do it. I'm starting it.
people. I'm fighting for what's mine.
Right,
How's
with
that?
Jason Baldoni's attorney,
No.
Justin Baldoni's attorney.
Okay,
That's his brother. I don't know the guy. I forget the guy's name.
wait.
No.
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
You graduated from UCLA, and your first job was Rescue 911.
Yes.
Actually, you were working while you were at UCLA at a place because I remember. I can't remember where you were at, but I remember you called me. Just to tell you how long ago it was. You called me from the copy machine room, and Harrison Ford was standing behind you.
That was my internship with Nasita Lloyd at Paramount as a college. I mean, if you're talking about the career, remember Butcher's daughter, Demi Moore?
Oh yeah, Demi Moore. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and Jeff Daniels.
I mean, we're so aging ourselves. It's
So what?
100 years ago.
This could be our last interview. I'm supposed to die this year.
Oh my God. Don't say stupid things. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Yes. My first job, not my first job, I was 15, but my first job in this business was Rescue 911.
And what did you do there?
I started as a temp during a maternity leave for an assistant, and I became an assistant for 3 months, and then I ended up getting hired on as a researcher. So I talked to all the people, like I would call people who had just called 911 and had been rescued. I mean, that was before the internet.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Is that show still on? No, right? It should be. It could be.
I think it's on one of the TV Land
No, but
channels
reruns.
or
But I'm
whatever.
talking. They could be doing it still.
They
Like, it's
redid
still-
it. Remember with William Shatner a while ago, and then like 10 years ago, and it didn't do as well. But now there's so many reenactment shows like that. It's all the Datelines and all the. But
But I
The
remember,
biggest genre now is true crime and
true crime.
yeah, I remember when we would watch the shows and we would wait for like 5 minutes
For
when
the
the credits ran, and this is how I described your career. Like you started off and you were an assistant and you worked your way up and you have this big career, and that's why I think it's so fascinating. And you never talk about yourself and never say all the beautiful things that you do, but. It's so interesting that with like the William Shatners of the world, the way you moved up the credits. So we were like, yes, we didn't have to wait 5 minutes. She's at the 3 minute mark. She's at the 2 minute mark. Oh my God, she's at the top. You know, we were always watching.
I know.
We didn't care about the show. We cared about the credits. And it was so
know.
cool.
So what's after Rescue 911?
Then Rescue 911 got canceled. I moved up to segment producer, which means I was producing the elements of the story. So talking to the firefighters that saved someone's life, the rescue people that came, the first responders, which was an amazing job. And I don't know if you remember Rescue 911, every story ended with someone's life was saved. And so through the 911 call, sometimes it was 3-year-olds that were saving their brother's life that was drowning. So through that, we had to talk to every single person in the segment, and people were learning how to save lives, like how to do CPR and what to do in an emergency. Anyway, that got canceled after 7 or 8 seasons. And everyone that was there ended up going into unscripted, which wasn't even a genre at the time. So all those people that were doing reenactments, was one of the first shows, ended up getting jobs in documentaries or TLC, which used to be called the Learning Channel, or the Discovery Channel, which was like mostly sharks and teaching. And that's what I did. And then I went over to that. I went to do Hollywood's Greatest Stunts.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
I love that one. I think about that a lot because I remember you telling me the story where you were on the set of one of the Jurassic Park movies, and Spielberg was editing. He was doing something else. He was shooting another movie and editing Jurassic on the set, but filming another movie because you were interviewing him for the stunt guy.
For his stunt guy that I can't remember. I mean,
but technology, like back then,
yeah,
it's like, but that's common now probably.
I was I'd walk through the edit bays, remember, or through the edit company, and you through each door had someone big doing a giant feature. Yeah, it was crazy.
And you interviewed Steven Spielberg.
And I was interviewing, I interviewed Clint Eastwood and Steven Spielberg, and like that show was a behind the scenes of stunt. It was featuring all the stunt coordinators and the stunt guys that were doing all the big stunts on those pre-graphic, what is it now, CGI, and we were
real stuntmen
who were jumping off trains, and the John Woo movie, what is it with John Travolta? Face Off, all that stuff. So I did that for a couple seasons, and that was amazing. That was so fun. I met some of my best friends on that set. Kent, one of them, who's now
the head writer of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Did he make the cutoff? Because they're in the news right now, Saturday Night Live, because they fired all their cast, and they fired most of their cast. They're bringing back 5 people, or they hired 5 new people. Anyway, he probably made it because he was a head writer.
He's a head writer, yeah. I don't know though. I can talk to him. Anyway, that was that. That was fun. And then from that, I went to did TLC. And then I started show running. So I was in all that. I was like segment producer, starting to become show producer, which means you have a team under you that helps make things happen. And then I'm a freelance producer, so I would go from job to job. So as shows aired, then you'd be out of work, and then you'd get another job. Someone would be like, "Oh, I'm staffing up for this show." So then I got a show for the Learning Channel at the time, and it was called, was it called The Keepers or Zoo?
The Zookeeper one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what the heck was that?
It was called Zookeeper, wasn't it?
It was called The Keepers was one of them, and then there was a Total Zoo. It was like a few seasons of each, and they just, different zoos. So San Diego Animal Park was one. We did a couple seasons. Total Zoo, I believe, was at the DC Washington. Anyway, got to travel, got to do all that, and that was so fun. And that I became a series producer, so I was in charge of all the episodes on those, working my way up. To your point about like working.
Yeah, like kids these days, they don't work their way up.
That was insane though, because you just worked. So it was us and a few people, and you just work. And I was in my 20s, just working. No real life, other than that, which was amazing. And then what did I do after that? Then I did.
I feel like, what about Beyond Scared Straight and?
Yeah, all that was somewhere in there too.
Detective,
yeah.
No, then you did
with the police.
We'll go. I'm gonna go all out of order.
We're going out of order, I think.
No, that's okay, because I remember also you did the thing for MTV. That I was a part of, Flipped on MTV.
Yes, Flipped.
That
but
one
then
I
you
was
had
the
the one
series,
the one where you had to go see a therapist, a psychiatrist, because
LA Detectives for A&E.
Because of the horrible
that
stories.
I could tell stories for weeks. I tell the kids sometimes so that they have some respect for their mother.
You told me a story from one of those things that's disturbed me so much.
Can you tell us the story?
It's so dark.
Which one, the maggots or the other one?
No, the one with the uncle like raped 2 kids, and he asked him
No,
why.
we don't
he
need to know that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I
Yeah,
said it's too
But
dark.
the maggots is an
But
interesting story.
but it was like because they were wearing pajamas, and he went up to go change the channel, and he just did it.
Oh God, Johnjay, I
Remember
blocked that out.
I
don't remember
didn't.
that.
Traumatizing.
I know. Is that where they sent me to this?
Yeah.
And then I started thinking everyone in line for coffee was a pedophile. I was
Right.
like, I was
It's
like,
the worst thing
couldn't
ever.
have been, holding hands with a little kid.
Until now, it's still happening.
Even now, like I get triggered. I'm like,
I believe
that
it.
doesn't look right. I don't like the way that looks. And
I was at the airport in Colorado Springs the other day, and they have, when you go to the urinal, they have these signs that say, human trafficking, look out for this. And it tells you what to say, and it says, all this stuff.
We had to look up Tyler before we walked in here. Elvia was like, "Who is this dude?"
Oh my God.
We had to
Sure.
do it.
No, and we were in Starbucks today, and Elvia was for sure the kid next to me was going to grab my purse and run.
Well,
Well,
not only
you
that,
can
but I
see
totally
why,
ready
because
for
she
that.
did all these dark, twisted shows.
Yeah.
All right, so that was LA Detectives. What else? What's after that? Then you did Flipped.
I did Flipped, which was taking a kid. This was super controversial, and I don't think it would ever be made now. That's the crazy part about
really?
shows like this. we took a teenager with the permission of his parent, and if he was like a bad kid or delinquent kind of kid that was drinking too much or smoking or taking the car for joyrides and doing what do kids do? The
360s.
Yeah, like the speed
Fishtails.
racing and
Spinning
fishtailing. And
out.
in LA, they block off an intersection and they just do these things, and everyone's standing around. And anyway, we would take those kids with the permission of their parent. They would give up their life to us for 24 hours, and the kid would think he was about to go on spring break or one of those fun party shows from back then on MTV. And what we really were doing was for 24 hours, we were putting them through a series of events that was the consequences of their actions. So if they were a kid that was driving donuts through the streets of LA, we would, with help of my stunt drivers that I had met through my other show, we created a big stunt where we rolled a car once with the kid in it. He was like, it was all fake, but the car rolled and he ended up in an ambulance. So it was like scaring them straight. So they got put in an ambulance. He got sent to the hospital. All this stuff, and then his mom would be there waiting for him crying and see, this is why I don't want you to spin out your cars and stuff like that. Did that for drunk driving, did that for unprotected sex, did that for, so many stories. Usher, that's when I worked with Usher. He was in part of that. Anyway.
Then you did Secret World of Wrestling. I was part of that one.
Wait, was that one Brat Camp?
No,
Brat
that's
Camp
later.
was with
That's
him.
after Mike. I'm getting
Leading
to that
up
part.
to Mike.
Yeah, because then you did, what did I just say? Secret World of Wrestling. That's the one where I
Secret
went
World
undercover.
of Wrestling, that was around the same time. That was, what was that? That was History, that was for the History Channel. We did a series called Secret World. I did Secret World of Supermodels, worked with Heidi Klum, did the Secret World of Brazil.
But wrestling is so huge, and I remember I did it.
It was the secrets. You had to reveal the secret. We
it's
were trying to,
terrible.
it was like myth busting a little bit, right? Prove that it was real, that it wasn't a
Right.
choreographed thing.
Right, but then I got my ass
we put
kicked.
you, yeah, I volunteered you to do it.
Right.
And we saw that video somewhere. I'm sure we can find it.
I think we've
have
seen it
I-
recently.
it's available online. You can find it online.
And then I
but
felt so bad because they were really,
they're
you
mean.
were
They really
yeah.
beat me up. They kicked. In fact, that's probably why I had to get injections in my back, stem cells last week.
Oh my God.
But I mean, they really. I'll never forget. My body was in so much pain. It was incredible pain because they asked me if wrestling was fake, and I said, "Yeah, wrestling's fake." And meanwhile, the wrestlers were in the other room watching, and then when they put me through the school, they beat my ass. And at the end, I was like, "That's not fake."
And they were doing the woo, whatever,
everything.
right?
Yeah,
it was
suplex.
terrible.
Today you could have totally handled it. You weren't in that great a shape then.
I was not in shape.
Today
then.
you could have kicked their asses.
I don't think I'd kick their asses, but
But I
I'd be
also
smart
feel
enough
like
to say it's not fake.
that's what I was going to say. You said anything you were thinking just to stir the pot.
Right.
Which
right,
you
right,
still
right.
do that a little bit
Okay,
now. But
so then you did all those shows, and then I was talking about how you met your husband on this one reality. You met Mike, your husband, on a reality show.
I did. I was a producer on a show called I
Out
was
of all the
single in
you
my
were-
30s.
Well, you were Love is
Yeah.
Blind before Love is Blind.
I know.
Right?
I was definitely married to my job, and I was on the show. I was supervising producer for a show called The Family, where it was a group of Italians from Brooklyn, working class group of family members that were competing against each other for $1 million. And of that, and what they didn't know is that there was a secret board of trustees that was going to decide who in that family was going to win $1 million. I moved to Florida for 6 weeks and lived in a big mansion where the family lived, and I lived in the garage looking at a group, all the control room, which is 10, 15 cameras in a control room, tracking what the family member was doing, setting up the challenges, doing all the stuff that producers
It was
do.
like the staff were the ones that were the
The
secret.
secret board of trustees. The twist was that the staff was
right.
making the decision. So this group of blue collar family moved into this house, and
It's like a mansion.
a huge mansion in the middle of Palm Beach. And they were treated to this lovely life where they had a chef, they had a maid, they had a stylist, they had a butler, they had Frank was, they had a social secretary. They had this whole group of people that they got all this free stuff. They got treated like kings and queens. And how they treated the staff was sort of how they would then go into their late night and vote on who they liked. And Mike was cousin Mike on The Family.
But this because when they were alone with Mike, he was always nice, right? So here you are watching behind the scenes video.
I was very professional. And I was
Right. Okay, you're professional, but you're seeing this guy be a nice guy.
I saw
right?
this guy who looked like a hoodlum. You did. He was bald, he's tattooed, and he smoked like a lunatic. He was like smoking like and like,
Every cigarette I smoked, I did 50 push-ups.
yeah.
all right?
So he was,
Did you really?
yeah.
I would
So
smoke
every
push-ups.
day
On the show?
Yes,
That's what you did?
like a crazy person.
So but you're watching him.
You're watching this in the control room?
In the control room, in the garage of the mansion. It was a 5-car garage.
But you would see him
something.
interact with the maid, and you see that this is
And
a really
he was
nice
so
guy.
grateful. He was like, to the lady brought in clothes, he was like, oh my God. And then you'd see the rest of the family, which I now know was not his immediate family, it was the extended family. They were like, oh, can you put it over there? And Mike, meanwhile, was like, you don't need to fold it. I'm going to fold it. No, leave it. You know, and he was like super grateful for everything they did. Or if they made food, he was like, this looks beautiful. This is amazing. And this is all behind, not even for cameras. This is just, and the other people would be like, are you done? Like whatever. So it was just kind of like a different, you could see that he was the black sheep of the family, but in a good way.
Is that what they say about characters when what you do when no one's watching?
Yes.
And so he was like, you saw this guy with great character.
Yes, and he was not my type physically. But now
Had you
he
guys
is.
been
Now he is.
been intimate at that point?
Oh my God! No, I couldn't even interview him. I didn't.
Oh,
Want
you
to
weren't
be
even allowed to interview
I
him?
didn't even want. No, I was allowed to do whatever I wanted, but didn't. I was so like giddy, like it was so silly.
And he's all,
So he's
what?
No, he was flirty, but I couldn't. So other people had to interview him. I would interview.
Okay,
everyone
so
else.
let's go to the finale. The winner of the show gets $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million in cash.
So the staff picked him to be the winner. He was the chosen winner by the staff. But then the twist at the end of the finale, like most reality shows, was that the family chose who his opponent was. And so the family chose Cousin Anthony to go against him.
Okay.
And the big deal there was because Anthony, this is not his real, I don't want to say it's not his real family.
It's extended family. So
So you don't even know. That's how distant they are.
no, well, there was like two, like they're in-laws. So like
Right,
two
okay.
people. So there's
Cousin-in-law.
cousin-in-laws. But Anthony was the son of Aunt Donna and Uncle Michael who were on the show. So it was a family of 3, and he was just
No, be careful.
Well,
he was not. I mean, he was like
Cocky.
arrogant punk kid.
he was the mean guy on the show that people like to hate. Whatever. Right?
Yes,
One of-
he's the villain-ish.
Okay, so you get down to the $1 million, and he's in it, and you're in it. And how do you win the million?
That's really depressing.
Well, there was a series of competitions. It was like you had
No, get down to the last thing. The thing.
Yeah, that
where
was
you-
very
the
last
safes, the
minute.
3
safes.
safes.
The safes.
3 safes were in the middle. Is in between me and Anthony. Anthony got to look inside all the safes. He knew which safe the money was in.
Well, that's not fair, is it?
It is. It is. So he locked the safes. Then I had to ask him 2 questions. What safe is the money in? And are you lying? So the goal of the game was
of poker.
this trust. Well, family trust, loyalty, like however you want to say it, you know. So he's like, okay, yeah, the safe is in the middle box, the middle safe. It's in there. And I was like, are you lying? He goes, no, I'm not lying. You're my family. I wouldn't do that. So I'm like, and I knew he was lying. I didn't trust him. I didn't believe, but he knew I didn't like him. So it's a mind game, right? So I had to pick the middle safe, and it was empty. But now because I won everything else,
so you trusted him.
He didn't trust him, but he
You didn't
chose
trust him, but on TV,
perception-wise, he wanted to trust him.
but because I won everything else, I had a second choice.
Okay.
So now there's 2 safes left.
And he's still on.
There's 2 safes left.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 saves.
Yeah.
I had 2. So 2 safes left, and I picked the one on the left, and it was empty, and the money was in the right.
Yeah,
So
horrifying.
So he got the $1 million.
he got the $1 million. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But you got her.
I got the wife. But listen, in the long run, when I look back, I mean, the whole experience was amazing. It was worth it. I always said the money. I didn't have the money before I went on the show. If I had the money after the show, it didn't matter to me. Like, I mean, it would be nice to have the $1 million, but it would be nice. But it didn't matter. I mean, the experience that I had, I met friends that I have now, like all producers, camera people, my wife. So I mean, no, the money.
Well, how'd that start then? So the show's over. You didn't win the $1 million. How did you go? Hey, what's up? Was it the rap party or something or what?
How did that happen?
Oh, it happened because as a producer, as I was preparing for the finale, trying to make a long story short, I was preparing for the safe day of all that. We sent producers out to take this cast we had to keep them sequestered away from everyone, but we also needed them away from the house. So we sent all 10 of them with different producers everywhere. Mike was sent with this guy, Pete, who I knew for the entire 6 weeks that I was on set in the control room. Pete, look at Mike. Hey, Pete, look what's Mike do? What did my boyfriend do today? Everyone knew. I was like, what did my boyfriend do? No, meanwhile, I hadn't talked to him. But I was just like that girl that had a crush on him. Meanwhile, everyone had a crush on him. And everyone, and oh my God.
They saw me come out of the shower a few times.
Oh my God, but yeah, I was like, what? So when Pete took Mike out on the day of like in Florida, he asked Pete a question.
No, so all right. First of all, we were out with Pete. Pete is another Long Island guy, like total like New York dude. Like, well, I can never say dude back then. Now I say dude. 'Cause I live in California, but I was always this guy, right? And we're talking about the rap party after the finale. He's like, hey man, it's like nobody ever, they don't normally have cast and crew coming to a rap party because after the show is done, you don't want to get away from the cast and just the crew parties. But he's like, we're gonna have this rap party and you guys are all invited. And like, oh, that's awesome. Like, oh, that'd be cool. He's like, yo, like, you have any girls you want to hook up with? You see any girls out there you like? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like, we talk about one girl, this girl. I'm like, that girl Elvia's kind of cute, but she's just always just not friendly to me.
It was rude.
And he's like, Mike, are you kidding me? That's in the bag. And I'm like, what? He's like, yo, she has a crush on you, man. Like, that's in the bag. Like, like that. If that's if you like her, done. Like at the rap party, you guys are hooking up.
Did you hook up with her that night?
No, we did not.
Have you met me?
No, wait.
I'm like, oh my God.
No, so all right, so the rap party comes.
This is so funny that we're learning this 35 years later.
So we got to the rap party. The weird thing was there was these two other young girls who were my PAs who watched over me for like when we were sequestered, and they came over all flirty with me, and I was like, oh, look at this, like two girls, like I'm in Florida, I mean, what's gonna happen
They
tonight?
were like 20 years
right?
old.
So I didn't know what the night was gonna take, where it was gonna go. So Jonah, our friend's like, hey, come take a picture with Elvia, and
We have that photo.
which we have that photo, which
Day
we should.
we met.
You can find it online on Johnjay Van Es.
Well, send it to me, then I'll give it to Tyler.
Yeah, and so I go over to take a picture with Elvia, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they push us together on the dance floor. So me and Elvia in the middle of the dance floor dancing by ourselves.
People trying to
like
get
people
us together.
like push us together, and then Arnold Shapiro came over, took a picture of us. Like, oh, Mike, Elvia, pose, and he's the executive producer of the show.
He
Arnold
takes credit
Shapiro.
for our marriage to this day.
Okay, but then what happens? Like at some point, you got to get on a plane and go back to LA.
Yeah, I mean Well, then okay.
You
So
guys
then that
made
night,
out.
well,
No,
Mike
we
has this
didn't.
crazy story. No, Mike has this crazy story, but you have to tell it quickly.
Okay, quick. All right.
I know. Tyler's going to start another podcast.
Tyler's stressing out.
Which part? So,
No.
all right. So we leave the rap party. I get back. I was like, "Hey, come to me. You should come back to the hotel, hang out with." Me. She goes, "No, I can't do that. It's
The
all these
hotel, 'cause
rules."
they
And
were living there.
there's a whole big rule. We couldn't fraternize. So I was like, "All right, fine, whatever." But you know where I'm staying at the hotel. So I get back to the hotel. I find the producer passed out on the lobby couch. I go into his pockets. I take his phone. Find Elvia. I call Elvia. I'm like, hey, really, you don't want to come hang out? There's like this. I could get through security. Don't worry about it. Like I'm not worried. Let's meet up. She's like, no. She's like,
No, well, first of all, the call comes from Brian, the producer, and so I'm like, hello, and he's like, Elvia, it's Mike, and I was like, what'd you do with
Brian's
what'd you
dead.
do with Mike? I was
Don't worry about Brian.
What is happening? I was like, yeah,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's
scary Brooklyn guy.
so she's like, fine, I'll come to the parking lot. I'll meet you there. She goes, but you can't get out because there was security watching over us.
Right.
I'm like, don't worry about security. I went up to the third floor. Went through a window, climbed down a fire escape, over a fence, down an air conditioning unit,
Wow.
hopped the fence to get over to the parking lot, and Elvia was outside in the
we
parking lot.
talked.
And the whole entire night, we sat in the car, we literally did nothing. We sat the whole night.
And one of the things I said to him,
The first
was
thing
like,
she said to me, and I was like,
said,
oh, we're done.
By the way, Elvia, we can never get married because Elvia Oliva sounds ridiculous.
And I'm like, yo, I just met this girl. She's talking about marriage. I'm like, what? I'm like,
I was
something's...
but I was like, okay, why am I even talking to this guy? Elvia Oliva's never gonna happen.
When you were in the car, did you smoke?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't smoke in cars.
And so you
He
didn't
might have
kiss.
got out
But
and-
you guys didn't kiss one time.
no.
Nope.
I'm a rule follower, and it was no fraternizing. We already broke all sorts of rules. by
Okay, so then
killing
what? So then, the
Brian.
next day you go home.
Yeah, I went home, and had to do pickups in New York, and so I was doing pickups in New York. But by then, you had called Arnold. Long story short, he
no,
called
that was
Arnold
after. That was after New York.
because we got caught.
That was after New York. I called Arnold.
So I went to New York for pickups like 2 weeks later, and I had to interview him. Pickups, like you pick up and get some, as we're in edit, we get some bites that we needed. And I had to interview all the staff, all the board of trustees and the chef and this. And so the shoot was in a hotel somewhere in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And he met up, and that's when he gave me a tour around Manhattan, and it was nice.
So that's when you
That's
exchanged
when it
numbers.
was like, okay.
And we
like,
got to
maybe-
watch on Times Square. We walked to Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
The ABC, the promotions for
the
our
show.
show were on the
Oh,
big
that's
screens
cool.
in
that's
Times Square. So that was
cool.
kind
Yeah,
of
it was
cool.
a
But
trip.
what people don't know is then the war broke out when the
And then
show
the war-
dropped, right? Gulf War
Yeah.
broke out when
Yeah.
the show was going to drop.
It also, they felt like it was not nice to Italian Americans, but it was like,
Right. Okay. So after that, you leave the family. What's your next job? And have you won any awards yet at this point?
I mean, I flipped the one I told you about.
Oh, yeah? You got a-
that had
what-
won a few, yeah.
Okay. So then you leave the family. Where you go?
Wait, do you have all your awards?
I mean, in the garage, it's funny because I just saw a few. Some of them are up on a shelf in the garage.
Because we've been in like Zooms, and I see people that have awards up. How come you don't have your awards up?
I don't, because honestly, I don't even remember. So I did have to fly to New York for an award that I won, and I can't remember what it was for.
Okay. So you leave the family. What's the next job?
I can't remember. It might have been I Want to Be a Hilton.
Because you let
Oh yeah, you're the Paris Hilton show.
Yeah, that was
That
fun.
was good.
no,
Okay.
wait, a Day Patrol because you came back. To
Oh,
New
then I
York.
wanted to date him. And so Ronnie, my old boss from Rescue 911, who I was an assistant to, she was working on a show, and she was like, you want to date a guy in New York? Let me get you a job. And she's like, I can hire you on this show, Date Patrol for TLC. And so I worked in Manhattan for a few months. In Paris, my puppy I left her and the condo and came to New York for 6 months. And then we got to properly date. So that was
Okay.
good.
So then you date patrol. Then what?
I did Date Patrol, and then I did I Want to Be a Hilton, and I was back in New York. And by then he had moved. We had
California?
moved. He had left his job. He worked at a fruit and vegetable warehouse in the
Right.
Bronx, and he moved to the West Coast. And then I got a job again in Manhattan, and he was in Santa Monica. It was ridiculous, the beginning. And that show was, and then we each got Brat Camp.
That one, Brad Camp. That's where you're like in Idaho in the snow or something.
We were
right?
at Bend, Oregon in the snow, and we lived in an RV for 4 months during Thanksgiving, and we were engaged. So he, as a production coordinator, got to sleep with the producer in my RV. Otherwise, he would have been in a tent. So I feel like it was a very strategic engagement. And then he got to live in my RV. And then that was fun because that was a documentary series. It was serious and fun.
And then after Brad Camp.
That was fun.
Oh my God, I don't even remember. After Brad Camp,
Well, how do you get to be the president of TLC and all that stuff, and CNBC and Discovery? Like,
okay, so after all those show running things, then we got married after we were engaged, and I was still working in the field. I needed to get into, because I got pregnant on my honeymoon, I needed to change my job where I wasn't living in an RV for 4 months or living in New York. So I need
more corporate.
more corporate. So I moved into development. And so when you're in development, you're working with the production company. I was working with them. Arnold Shapiro was one of them. And they come up with ideas. Oh, CBS is looking for this kind of show. Oh, pre-Netflix. All these companies, what do they want? They're looking for this. And, oh, let's brainstorm. Oh, I found this talent. Oh, whatever. So I started doing development. And then had 2 babies back to back, having that job. And then mom got sick, as you know, so moved back to Arizona, put a pin in the career for a little bit. And when I came back, I got a job at TLC as the head of development, running the corporate.
so
that
what
was my
shows
first job.
did you green light there?
Oh gosh,
Pimple Popper.
Couple of them, like Outdaughtered. I was part of the team, but that wasn't my specific show. But I was definitely part of the team. Outdaughtered was one of them, which I think is still on.
600-Pound Life.
That was on for a long time already. Just, I don't know, it was 500 hours of television that we had to produce. It was fun. It was a team.
You approved 500 hours of television.
We had to program 500 hours.
Oh.
I probably had,
Okay, so you leave
250 hours of
TLC
them.
to where?
huh?
You leave TLC and go where?
I moved from TLC to, this is when all the digital stuff was popping. Netflix started coming out, and I was interested in streaming. Like, I realized, like, cable, I felt like I'm always like, I feel like I need to learn, right? I'm always trying to learn and grow. And all the apps were starting to come out and all this stuff. So I wanted to get on the digital side. I was really curious about YouTube. I had friends that were starting to do that. So I went from TLC, I went to help with Digital Kin is the name of this company that was doing a lot of YouTube talent-facing content. And so we were doing home cooking and design, and it was really fun. I did that for a little while.
K-I-N?
K-I-N community.
Okay, and then
And they were doing a lot of stuff for Facebook. Facebook was trying to buy new content, so I was helping them develop and move from idea to selling it. Then from that, that's when I got recruited to work for Gordon for Studio Ramsay. So they were launching Studio Ramsay. He had a deal with Fox, and they had a show called 24 Hours to Hell and Back that was on the verge of being picked up, but they needed to grow the brand. And so they brought me on. And that was fun because that brought together all of my show running stuff and all of my production and all my development.
And what was your title for Gordon Ramsay's company?
I was EVP of the studio.
What was
Yeah,
he
but
like?
you also created and developed his that Uncharted. Like you, like
That's the problem. Like we can't get her to tell us.
but I mean, that's the big,
Because-
that's the biggest part of
Yeah, that show's still going right now.
that job. Like
Uncharted,
you
that was my.
developed and got that.
I was talking about the job in general.
So you leave Gordon Ramsay.
Wait, I want to know what he's like.
Okay, but we only have so much time.
Oh my
I'm
god.
dying to know
Okay,
what he's
how-
What
like.
he's like? Did you not meet him in all those
Never.
times?
No,
I
I didn't
I
get to meet
know.
him.
He even
All I
jumped on a
see-
couple of my Instagram lives a few times.
I see his craziness
Yeah.
on TV, but
Yeah,
what is
he's
he
a
really
big-
like?
He's a family man. He's very normal. He reminded me a lot in my relationship with him, similar to Johnjay. Like I kind of had a training working with Johnjay, like the intensity of the strategy of like what goals they have. Like he's very goal driven. I mean, when you're at that level, I think you're one track mind a little bit. So it was very,
interesting.
like you zone in, you focus in on, like he was very like he wanted to grow at a speed that wasn't possible with, like it ended up being possible, but it feels like it's not possible, but it's dream big. He's a big, but he's also intense on so many levels. He's a great guy, like what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And so I felt like,
Well, what you see is a guy screaming and yelling all the time.
right.
Yeah.
So then when I met him, although I wasn't a fan of his, like I didn't know his shows, which I think is partly like I went in with zero idea when I met him. So I interviewed at the Beverly Hills Hotel at their fancy restaurant. Like I was like, okay, well, I moved up to go from corporate TV to move up to work with Gordon was like a different level. I mean, I was on private jets and helicopters and eating the best foods and had the Michelin starred, and it was an amazing, amazing experience. It was also like 24 hours a day, frantic. But so I
Well,
went
when I met him, when we had dinner with him, he was really, really nice.
He's
He was
a really nice guy, and he has a beautiful family. His kids are all so nice. But so anyway, so my job was to expand the brand. So it's like I was like, from what I know, you're a screaming, shouting idiot sandwich guy, and then I sit with you across from dinner. I also sat with Sylvester Stallone. Like I had some crazy experiences, and he's like hilarious, loves kids, super engaging, lovely guy. So it was like, how do we get that audience to know that that's who you are? And so that was the beginning of like, how do we brainstorm for your brand? And that was really fun.
Okay, so you leave Gordon Ramsay, then what? Is that where you are now?
COVID. Then it was COVID. So then COVID, I transitioned into my own consulting business because no one could go anywhere. Like meanwhile, he's doing, production and everything shut down. And so I became a consultant, and I was hired to help people at the network level navigate how to keep shooting even though you can't be in the same room with somebody. Like how do you program new stuff even though at that point everyone was Zoom?
Did that change everything, the whole COVID thing?
Oh yeah.
It's still like right now.
Oh yeah, everything. Because editors, everyone used to be in an office, and now no one's in an office anymore.
Because they could do the job without being in the office.
cracked it.
Editors that's the biggest fight right now. They will never return to the office again. Editors won't take jobs if they're expected to be in the office. Like it's like
There's really no need.
They don't need to be. Everything can be done remote.
Wow.
Which
Yeah,
is great, but
But then it's easy to, when you have, like for me at the radio station, we have editors, you pop in, you want to be, hey, can you edit this, blah, blah, blah. But then,
the popping in is the greatest. Sitting next to an editor like this and creating something is really fun, and
but now
that's
you can't.
gone. But now they just send it to you, you talk, and I mean,
Right.
it's just different.
Will you edit all this out?
Yeah,
Tyler?
please.
Kidding. Editing humor.
I'm sure.
All right, so there we are now. Now, why don't we get into the new project? Should we talk about that both of you two have started?
Yeah.
We should. You go first. That's what's crazy is it all has led up to working with people I want to work with, including my
I know
sister-in-law.
we were saying today, like, how funny is it that here we are this morning? We started out at 8:00 in the morning, going through our day, busy all day in meetings and whatever. And we were like, what would your mom think right now? And she's like, my dad would be so excited about this.
He'd be sitting between
he'd
me and my gray hair.
He'd be totally into this. But so Elvia and Cameo came to you and I and had a presentation and said they wanted to do some content with the shelter. And
You say the shelter, not everyone knows the
Yes, I
Love Pup,
was
our
just
Love
gonna
Pup
say.
dog shelter.
our Love Pup dog shelter that you and I started 11 years ago. And we were, I would say we were excited about it. And then as we started talking and moving through like the ins and outs and all that, it became a different business, and then it became another different business. And so over the last year and a half, it has evolved into this amazing media tech company. And so we're Love Pup Plus, using the Love Pup brand from Love Pup Foundation that we have worked so hard to get in the minds of people for 11 years. And we're an extension of that. And what we're doing is we're creating an opportunity for pet parents to come to a place where your pet parenting partner, from the day you get your dog, gotcha day, through the dog's life, throughout the dog's life.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I think it's going to change so many things. I just thought this. Have we thought about getting Gordon Ramsay involved or no? Just because it's not cooking.
He is definitely a dog person.
He is something to put in the back burner.
Also,
G-Money?
it's a little bit like what to expect when you're expecting, but for dog parenting.
So it's Love Pup Plus.
Love Pup Plus, and we're launching. We have an AI assistant, best friend for your bestie, named Ginger, because we know gingers, and I adopted a Love Pup dog named Ginger, as you know, who's at your house right now, causing trouble. And so Ginger is all-knowing, and we're excited. We're going to launch her soon, and I think she's going to change everything.
Are you going to use your dog Ginger's face because her face is
Hilarious.
pretty telling?
I know she's
You
so
almost like
literally-
you guys that type in a question and she.
yeah, I don't. She's a little too judgy, I think.
She's literally Phoebe
Yes.
from Friends.
She's a little too judgmental. So I don't know if we can use her, but maybe.
So when you go back to when you guys were dating, when you were in Manhattan, that time, right? So you have that moment in the car, and then you jumped out of the place, whatever. Now you're dating. You have the first date. When did you guys first make love?
Oh my God.
Oh my God, you're
After
what is
our
wrong
wedding.
with you?
Our first trip to
Okay.
New York.
Yeah, and they got pregnant the first time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they got pregnant the first time.
Hotel. No.
You're so ridiculous.
You
Wait,
crashing in a hotel.
That is
everything.
so not
Look,
true.
we went home to watch 6 Feet Under, and then that's what really got it.
Yeah, that
hot,
turned
that
us
got
on.
us hot and heavy.
But wait,
So
hold
ridiculous.
on.
None of that is true.
But wait,
I'm sure. We just celebrated 20 years. That's
so crazy. But what the thing is that the reason I wanted to do this is because we got through her career. That's amazing. But there are some funny stories that happen along the way. Like when you went to what's the gal's name? Vanderpump. You went
Oh,
to
yeah.
her house and
Yeah.
you did an interview there. Like, tell us some of the juicy, fun,
Oh my gosh, I have
crazy
no
things
idea.
that you did. I mean, the other
Is
day
that where the
you had
Kardashians? The Kardashians were next door, right? I remember
Up
being.
in Beverly Hills.
I
I don't
remember
know.
you
I
being
feel
at-
like Johnjay remembers these stories better
Gordon
than
Ramsay
me because
lived next to
Oh,
somebody.
maybe that
too,
was
you
it. You were
said.
at Gordon's
oh yeah,
house.
he
You
lived
went to
next to
Gordon's
Kanye
house.
when Kim and
Yeah,
Kanye were
'cause
together.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That wasn't for very long. I don't
I don't remember what
honestly-
happened with the Vanderpumps.
She went and interviewed her at her house.
Yeah, I don't even know. I feel like there's so many random stories, but I think at the end of the day, it's like that's why I love it, because you connect with people that you never would meet otherwise. Like
No,
you
it's
would
a great
never.
Career. It's unbelievable. I'm glad that we talked about it.
I'm
It's pretty
sure.
unbelievable.
I'm sure it goes down my resume. I feel like there couldn't be anything more boring.
That's
Like
not true.
I don't even remember.
Tyler, was this a good interview?
Was it boring?
Did you find it interesting? You're like, okay, and we're starting.
Yeah, I know. Like, no one wants to
But I
go
gotta tell
through
you,
a
like,
resume.
a funny story, but not about. It just I asked you guys something. It just reminded me of something I wanted to tell you guys. So we got the stem cells done, right? And by the way, how do you feel? Are you feeling
Feel
okay
great.
with your back, your hip, everything? So with my back, I had all this back stuff done, and I've had like no pain. There's a guy I work out with named Pierre. Have I told you guys about Pierre?
No.
Pierre is a great guy. He's gone. Yeah, I talked him into going to get stem cells with us in Mexico in January. He has bad ankles. He had all this stuff, right? And I guess Pierre, I don't know how old Pierre is, late 70s maybe. Pierre was the head of John Deere for a while. Then he was the CEO of Citibank. I don't think it's Citibank. I think it's Capital One. One of those, Capital One. And him and I work out at the same time. He's usually doing physical therapy, and I'm working out, so we talk, we hang out, become pretty good friends. And he's always got great advice for me about investing and about whatever. And about life. He's a good human being. And my back hurt, and he's had back issues and stuff, right? So I got I've been really careful about what I do with my back. But a couple days ago, I had to go to Colorado for an event. But that morning, the wife and I made love.
Oh God.
What is wrong
Nothing,
with you?
Nobody wants to know that.
Nobody wants to know
Literally
that.
nobody.
The wife.
Like nobody.
The
Okay.
wife.
Do you have your mask on during that? Or
No,
okay.
no, I take it off of that.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh my
No. Wait, no. So in the past, I was telling in the past, I'm like, it hurts when I sit down at this dinner table. It hurts when it really hurts. My back hurts after a plane ride. So I go to Colorado. My back hurts. I do this appearance. I get back on a plane. I fly home. My back hurts. That night, you guys didn't come. You guys came the next day. So that is the next day I tell you, I go, my back hurts. And I think it's from being on a stupid airplane, right? And we start talking about it. I'm like, wait a second. My back hurts probably from,
Oh my God.
right? From doing it.
Blake.
And I'm like, I think my back hurts
Can
from
you
doing
please
it.
cut all of this out?
So I'm like, it's just been bothering me because now it hurts a little bit still. And I'm like, the doctors didn't say no sex. They didn't say any of that stuff. So I'm like, why does my back
Where
hurt?
does
They
this
didn't tell me I
story
could.
go? Where are we headed?
It goes to Pierre.
Oh my God. Where is this story going?
I'm sitting there working. I'm on the
terrified.
treadmill warming up, and I'm starting to do some stretches. And I tell Pierre, he goes, how you feeling? I go, my back hurts. And I explain to him the story of
no.
the sex, and I explain to him the story
Poor Pierre.
of the airplane ride. And he goes, it's the airplane. I'm like, well, how do you know? He goes, trust me, it's the airplane. Like, but I had sex, and I explained to him the motion of sex.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that makes
Poor
sense to me.
Pierre.
It's your back. He goes, trust me, it's the airplane. I know I've had it every time I ever traveled. That's why I don't travel. If I do, I go first class or I fly private. I just never ever travel anymore because it jacks up your back. Then I'm kind of like, well, you don't know how out of control our sex was. Like, how do you know it wasn't our back?
Oh
Like,
my
how do you-
God.
Why
And
are
then I'm
we
like, and then I'm
going
like,
through
he
this?
must just stand there.
Oh my
He must not do
God.
anything. And I'm like, Pierre needs to pick up his sex game.
Seriously, what is wrong with
Well,
you?
I've been thinking about Pierre's sex life since I left there.
Maybe he's always
Well,
standing up. His
God.
ankles hurt. He's always,
Right?
Maybe that's why his
God.
ankles hurt.
Oh my
How can you-
God.
I mean, to say,
Can
trust
we-
me, it's
can
the
we
airplane.
end
What
this
is
now?
happening? This took a wild
To
turn.
say that it's the
Now we're talking about
guarantee,
Pierre's
trust me, it's the airplane ride. I'm concerned for Pierre and Debbie,
No, I
his
think-
girlfriend of 12 years.
Oh my God.
Maybe you need to interview him about this issue.
I know.
Good
Oh my
Lord.
God.
Oh, sorry, a
What
little
in the
sidetrack.
world?
Little sidetrack there, but it's
Okay,
been on my
so-
mind.
Wait. Yeah.
Oh, so then I was like, Blake, from now on, you probably have to be on top because my back
Enough.
hurts.
Enough. We've
Why?
enough.
Poor
'Cause my
Kemp,
back.
Jake, and Dutch. Did they go through this?
I bring it up to them all the time.
Oh my God. Oh
Anyway,
my God.
not that
Anyway.
part, but I bring up lovemaking to their mother.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
enough.
Oh my God. What in the world?
You have it up a long time, a long time. How was it this morning? Did I wake you guys up?
Oh my God.
No, what?
The weird.
Yes, you
Oh, okay.
did.
What was the weird, the tantric thing you listened to? Like Saramandi, whatever. What is the?
So ekam.
That's what.
We interviewed.
Why do you have to put that on and why so loud?
I used to listen to radio stations on the East Coast to see if there's anything going on I need to talk about because they're 3 hours ahead. And then when I met these gurus and how powerful they were, and this chant, is it a chant? What do you call it? It's a meditation. It's not a chant. What is it? It's a mantra.
It's a mantra.
And you do it over and over. It's about abundance and bringing you abundance and health. And they say it out loud when she's meditating with this group of people. So I started about a year ago playing it in the morning when I do that, when I do my weights in the morning. And then occasionally, and I almost did it this morning, I yell it out loud.
Oh dear.
But I thought you were going to have, because I did it, if you just tuning in, well, if just explain, I do this morning routine in an area of our house where there's weights and stuff, and they were sleeping in that room. And I
It
have
didn't
to.
stop you, not
No.
even a little bit.
So I went in this morning and I did, but I try to do as fast as I can. But mostly I'm sitting there going, I'm so I make them, and I'll do it out loud at various times. But I can't do it at certain times because I lose count because I'm also counting my reps. So I'm like, 8, 9.
What if tomorrow morning
God,
we start
8,
with
9.
headphones?
No, I can't
Why?
because then I jump in the pool and I don't want to get my headphones wet. I have a whole routine.
The pool is
I have a
down
whole
the
routine
stairs and in the
outside.
backyard.
I have a routine that starts from when I wake up to when I get in the car till I get to the radio station. A whole very detailed routine, and I modified it a little this morning for you guys.
Oh my God, that's
Slightly.
severe OCD.
Slightly.
What did you modify that for us this morning? Just curious.
I didn't do pull downs because I think it makes too much noise.
We heard that.
You heard
You
the-
did
No, that was
You
something.
did
bench
the bench
press.
press, right?
That was a
I
bench
heard
press.
the bench press.
Yeah, and then I have a whole thing. I do a whole floor series.
Meanwhile, the dogs, we were so unsafe. The dogs didn't care, the whole thing.
You know why I couldn't go back to sleep?
Oh, you couldn't go back to sleep?
So when I was 15, I lived in a real quick. Can I tell a quick story?
Sure.
Golf course across the street from my house. They always talked about Colts being in there. So one night, me and my friends, 4 a.m, we go out there, digging through, we find the Colt, doing this whole monster thing, and they were cutting through the grass.
Oh, you found them.
Oh yeah,
There was a Colt.
they chased us through the golf course. Yes, we bolted. Yes.
Is that cult? Are they pro golfers?
No, they were not. They were a bunch of. They used to find dead animals. That's why we looked. That's why we went searching. So we found them. Middle of the night. It was called the swamp in the golf course. We found them. They chased us. But this morning, your mantra and the bench press sound reminded me of that when I was 14 years old
Oh
running
my
through the golf
God.
course.
So you could-
So I didn't go back to
It was a
took me-
trigger for you?
Yes, it was.
You got triggered.
That was a trigger. It was. I don't care about you work. It didn't bother me working out until I heard the mantra and the sound of the bench press.
Can you find out what that cult is? Does it exist still? Is it a
I don't know. I mean,
Brooklyn
probably like
Colt
five-
golf course?
Weirdos.
I could probably ask one of my friends if my Chris Gordon maybe if he ever found out the name of the cult. But yeah, we
That's
never.
so weird on a golf course.
Horrifying.
Yep,
Middle
in
of
the middle of
Brooklyn.
the
The
golf
little
course.
like V-neck sweaters.
In the middle of Brooklyn. No,
No,
no.
they had like, yeah. It was definitely an interesting evening.
I'll tell you what's interesting. This podcast.
Oh my God, I know. Can't we talk about something else?
Okay. When we talk about your career now, it's pretty big as far as, there's nothing hotter in the world than serial killer TV shows, documentaries.
Oh my God, that's now Blake says it like that, by the way. Do you know that without meaning to?
What's your show you have now?
So I have a show that I'm executive producing called Unknown Serial Killers of America. And that is an anthology series that every episode talks about a serial killer that didn't get the big headline like the Night Stalker or the, the happy face killer. It's the ones that killed and made a big trauma throughout the city, but no one actually knows their name. And when you hear the stories, you're like, oh my God, I remember that was a headline, but they didn't get the moniker, they didn't get the name that some of these
Like
media.
the Bay Harbor Butcher. There's nothing like that. Do you know about the serial killer that was in Phoenix, in Arcadia? Blake and I didn't even know
Season
about
2.
it. It was on TV, a special on.
You're saying season 2? You already know about this?
No, we're about to pick up. I know. I'm saying I could do this in season 2.
You should, because it's fascinating.
It is.
And
And nobody
was
knew
a
about
it was a
it.
Nightline episode.
48 hours.
For this dude, they called him the Zombie Killer. That's
Oh,
his
God.
name. And it's so dark. He killed the girl with Arcadia High School,
Oh God.
and he would hide in the canals and grab them. And there's a whole thing where he stabbed a woman when he was 16 on a bus. Then he did juvie. Then he gets out.
Oh, God.
And then he would kill these women, assault them, in Arcadia, chopped off her head,
No.
and it kept it in a bag, and then would throw the body in the canal. And they find the body. He would change her clothes. He had outfits for her. Throw the body in the canal, and then about a week or two later, throw the head in the canal. So the head didn't match the body.
Oh my
It's the
God.
Oh, dang.
because
What a
the water.
sick-
Yeah.
And he did it to 3 women, right? Then
Recently?
in the 90s, this is in the 90s, but but it's recently, he's on trial now.
Why?
Because of the appeal. Then they found out what happened was, you know how these people that go to these Comic-Con conventions and stuff? Well, he was very much into zombies, and he had a cop car, and he called himself the Zombie Killer. He had blood painted on him, and he would make appearances at all these places, pictures of him and the cops, and then he was killing women.
What?
Got
I'm
married.
giving you
What?
a short version of
He
it.
Wait,
did-
is
he
who's
got
doing the
married.
show? Is this a
It
show?
was 48 hours. It was
No,
segment
it was
on
a special on 48 hours.
Oh
Like,
my God, this
I
needs to
know.
be
It
It was
done.
insane.
I know. Then they've tied him to a girl who was like selling Girl Scout cookies at 13, knocked on the door, opened the door, and he just grabbed her and chopped her up. And and he put her in bags and left it for the trash man to pick up.
No, see,
Little
that's why I
pieces.
hate this. It's
I know.
terrible. It's
I know.
terrible.
I know.
Are the families on trial, like talking about
Well,
it?
so the guy what happened? He pleaded. He got married. He told his wife everything.
Insanity because of his background.
Oh, his
growing
mother.
up.
His mother abused him.
Oh gosh.
It's so terrible what she did. So because of the abuse of his mother, they're willing to give him an appeal or something like that. It's crazy.
That's like what the Menendez brothers.
I'm
are
giving
trying
you
to do.
bits and pieces of it, but obviously when you do your research and do it, you're going to see that this thing is.
It's so heartbreaking.
It's
I
so-
can't. It's crimes of opportunity. It's sickos. They
But
stop.
so right now you have season 1 of unknown serial
Yes,
killers.
it's
on
serial killers
Peacock.
like this that have happened and terrorized the place, and then people it's just not in the media, and people don't know about it.
Like
Until,
he killed 3, maybe 4, but it's like they got him before he could do more. You know what I mean? That's the thing too.
Yeah,
Like-
that's the good news. At least they stopped him in his tracks.
So you did how many episodes on season 1?
6.
And so are you actively involved in or you have people researching it for you and put it together?
I'm already paranoid enough.
I know, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
I know.
especially-
But I talked to some of the experts and like figure out what the show is and develop it and then pitch it.
But
and
do you interview? Does somebody interview the serial killers?
I'm not doing that anymore, no.
But that's part of the show.
To
right?
interview the serial you
Look,
serial
you have a
killer.
show drop on Peacock and don't even tell us.
What do you mean I don't tell you? I feel like I did tell you.
I know.
I feel like I told
I didn't
you.
know.
You knew. You may have sent me like
Don't
a
make me have you do a documentary on me.
Oh my god. Oh my
I
god.
killed one person.
What is that?
You.
I don't even watch those. Is that are you talking about Silence of the Lambs? Mike's
Yeah, I
always
was gonna
doing
be a serial
Silence of the
killer.
Lambs story.
I don't know. Maybe I'm tired of it.
Oh, and I know. I can see your
My
beady
brain is
little
mush.
eyes. You're so
My brain
tired.
is
You've been
mush right
talking
now.
way all
Okay,
day.
let's
haven't eaten.
Wrap it up.
You've been
now.
talking all day. Why haven't you eaten?
I had the
You
acai
did.
bowl.
You had acai bowl and your salad.
That's so
Party
petite of
salad.
you.
Let's go. There you go. That's
Ciao,
our
thank
podcast, Serial Killers
you.
Unknown.
Unknown serial killers of America.
Ciao. That's it.
That's it.
Peace
It's a
out.
wrap.
Okay, so welcome to our podcast. This is a little bit different today because this podcast is a spin-off of our radio show.